the continued closure of the Strait of Hormuz after 3 weeks is a very interesting development, and I'm going to tell you why. But before I do, make sure you hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, enjoy. So it's been almost 4 weeks now of war, and with the Strait of Hormuz closed, with Iran using it as leverage and vetoing who can come in and come out of the strait. Trump's pleas for help to open it again have been ignored or just straight out rejected by countries like France, Germany, China, which actually China didn't even respond. They just didn't bother. The United Kingdom, India, so on and so forth. But what's interesting about this is the countries Trump's asked has refused and want nothing to do at all with sending the navies to assist Trump in opening up the Strait of Hormuz again. It's interesting because most of the reasons they said for this, which reason one is they did not ask this war, so they do not want to get involved in this war. The war is not legal, so they don't want to get involved in it. And they did not start this war, so it's not Europe's war, it's not China's war. The USA started this war with Israel, so it should be their responsibility. Despite Trump crying and throwing a tantrum about how other countries should be helping the US. It's ironic because Trump's still trying to sell this war as a moment of glory for countries, saying, you should help us so that we can all celebrate the demise. But countries have refused to join. They've refused to help the U.S. with the Strait of Hormuz, and it's interesting because it goes to show how isolated the U.S. is becoming in the world, especially with the Trump administration. Trump's approval rating has sunk to like 40% and is continuing to decline. But the decision to go to war with Iran for Israel is definitely isolating Trump and his administration from the rest of the world, who continue to oppose this war, along with a majority of Americans who oppose the war. But Trump started it anyway because, Israel begged him to. He'll do anything for Israel, I suppose. But it's interesting because Trump promised that prices were going to go down. He also made promises that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be open again with freedom of navigation for maritime traffic, but it's not. Iran is in full control, despite having the leaders constantly being assassinated illegally by Israel. The prices of oil still are $95 to $100 above average for BPD, $100 of barrels per day or something. So it's not going up. I mean, it's not going down, it's going up. And Trump refuses to accept this. He seems to think that, this is a legal war. They have a right to do this. I mean, he said before that he's just going to keep bombing them just for fun. But the Strait of Hormuz is a key economic bargaining chip, and the U.S. can't seem to get it, and probably won't get control of it. They've already targeted Cog Island, which is a IRGC main source of revenue from oil exports. But without the Strait of Hormuz, other countries won't be able to get tankers in and out. And Trump has said how he's going to send U.S. Navy to escort the ships in and out, but has yet to do that. So it's just interesting because compared to where we were during Trump's first administration to now, we've seen how isolated the constant wars in the Middle East are making both Israel and the United States. The U.S. was becoming isolated more during the 2-year plus genocide in Palestine with its constant support and praise and love for Israel, but adding on top of now entering a new war with Iran against the wishes of the people of the U.S. and the world, Donald Trump is continuing to isolate the U.S. even further than it already is.